Another day, another package, and today we got the small Flyscreen from Royal Enfield. So let's get her out. So we got the little screen, and this one come in at I think roughly $85. Virtually it appears all the same fixing hardware, identical, same plate. So if I go out and these holes line up, which they should exactly, I should be able to just undo the 4 screws on the high screen and just switch this over and do a comparison. Okay, so I've just unwrapped it, brought her over here. So there's the high screen. And if we put this up, and I was a bit concerned at first, and we sit her up here, the low screen does go over the holes. First I tried it and it was a bit off course, but it does. So everything's identical. So if you look there, there's the difference in height between a high and a low. So the low goes to there. So we come back a bit and have a bit better look. So we'll be able to unscrew this and just do a swap over. So if we look at it now, back here on high, there's your high. Go front on. And I think I should be able to just go and get the Allen key set up and just rip this out, put the low one in place, and we'll see how it looks. While we're at it, I always thought these Leathermans were well overpriced, but since I've come back into motorcycles a few years back, I find now that I'm getting to use this a lot more than I ever thought I would. So there's my mountain brackets now. I've pulled the shield off. Here's my screen. Well, that's the high screen, so all I've got to do now is go to the low screen, put the rubber grommets in. I can use this base plate, I'm pretty sure. It's exactly identical to the other one, and I can whip the new screen back on, or the new low screen, see how that performs. Here we are looking down at both screens, and it gives you a bit of an idea of the surface area of both screens. Now I actually thought when I took the large screen off, I could just put the small screen straight back on, including the housing, and it'd fit straight on with no trouble, but that wouldn't be the case, because if you look at the support bracket which holds the big screen, like so, if you swing it over to the smaller one, it'll shoot over the edges by, I don't know, 1/4 or 1/2 an inch either side. So when you go back up to the new one, swing it back over, you can actually see the difference in the size. So you probably would best, for a nice neater fit, you've got no choice but put the new one on. It's not going to take any longer to do it anyway, but you know, when I do a changeover, I'll have to have all the goods there with me. I think I can still use, hopefully, the original bracket, which is on the headlight, what I've already mounted, because that'd be a pain if I'd have to remove that each time, because that'd be a big job. That'd be impossible to do out in the paddock. Okay, so I'm starting to tighten this up now, so it appears I can use the original side bracket. So it's just a standard, it'll fit both screens. Just got to use the proper housing for the small screen for it. Ooh. Tighten her up. So this is going to save me a lot of problems in the field, because like I said, it'd be almost impossible to get out there and do a bracket change, because you know, that would be a pain. So all looks good there. And I don't have to do any headlight angle, looks roughly the same. I think if anything, the smaller screen looks a lot neater on the bike compared to the bigger one. So I think you'll probably agree on that one when we get down and have a close look. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Now on another note, guys, I have offered these items to another guy who's a subscriber on the channel, so if he doesn't come to the party or not interested in buying it, if you're in Australia, this item will be available to the next person who comes along and wants to buy. So the price is $250 for the combined package, and I think I paid something like $380. Now there's two items involved. I've only used them maximum probably 3 hours. I figure I won't be requiring them anymore. Like as far as things go, on the bike I'm pretty happy riding the bike in standard form. These were only just something I bought just to throw up a video clip and see how it performed on the tube, just see how they ran along. So if anyone's after one, it'd be $250 in Australia, including free postage. And what there is a DNA filter. Now if you look at the filter, you can tell brand new virtually. It's probably done, if it's done 3 hours use, that'd be an exaggeration. It's probably, I reckon it's maybe done a couple of hours maximum, but you can tell just by looking at it, brand new. And it's there with the box. Then we go over here, the booster plug, it too in there with the box. It went out on a couple of runs too, performed well, but like I said, I'm fairly happy with the bike as it is in standard form, and I won't be doing any mods to the bike. And even if I go ahead and buy the new bike, which I haven't decided yet what bike I'm buying, because at the moment I'm still doing a deal with the Honda dealer about a new car I bought for the wife, and I'm tied up with that deal without worrying about what bloody motorbike I'm buying. So I'll get the car deal out of the way first, and in the next week, and then I'll worry about what bike I'm buying. But at this stage, $250 if anyone's interested. That's if the other guy doesn't go ahead and buy it. If I do freight in Australia, I'll probably put the booster plug into this box here to cut the freight costs down, rather than send all this around in one package. So that's something, if anyone's interested, that'd be a pretty good deal, because it's brand new. And I'll tell you what, whoever gets this, they can't tell the difference between, like, they don't, you guys, whoever buys this is saving the money, not me. So anyway, it's no use to me. I don't think I'll ever use it again. And if anyone's interested, I will let you know on the top comment on this whether the other guy comes to the party and buys or not. If he doesn't, it'll be just first person in Australia who's interested in buying it. But I won't split. It'll be just to get the stuff out of the way. I was going to say just get the crap out of the way, but I'll just say to get this stuff out of the way, I've got no use for it, and that's how I work. Once I've done something and I've had a bit of fun with it, move it out, go on to the next one, and this is what's happening here. And anyway, that's the story with this one here. So I thought I'd include this on the Flyscreen video, and anyone interested, if the other guy doesn't go ahead and buy, you know where it is.